Okay, so to give you an idea of how background works here in Toon Boom Harmony, or how the environment of Toon Boom Harmony is as a 2D animation software, let us first do some arrangement of the layers. So we know that the foreground grass should be in front. So I'll just lift it here so that it will be in front of our character there. So it's positioned at the front now. So the drawings are here, then the trees. Okay, so that's how they are working so far. Next is I'll show you how we can further reorder this, further add depth, no, to our background. Okay, so this is what we will do. Wait lang. Let me do this another. The vines here are supposedly not to be together. There should be a level of trees between them there, so that, and it's really alternating. Okay, so let us start further editing this background layers. Okay, so they are there now. Okay, so let's start. So what I will do first is actually this. I will go to this plus button in my stage. I have a camera view. I look at it there. So this is the crop, right? So when we render, these are the things that are to be seen. Okay, so I'll just turn that off. I have the drawing view, and then I will add plus. I'd like to add the perspective view there. Now, the perspective view, if you will start to scroll, you will see that an added grid, that there appears a perspective grid. And because this is the uniqueness of Toon Boom Harmony. The uniqueness of Toon Boom Harmony is it is initially a 2D animation software, but Toon Boom Harmony is or has a 3D space. So, as you can see, our animation is existing in a 3D space. So that is Toon Boom Harmony, one of Toon Boom Harmony's major difference from other 2D animation software. Okay? To sorry, to do that, view rotate, I am pressing shift plus control. Shift plus control, and then you click and drag. That is the left mouse click and drag. You will be able to see the 3D space of Toon Boom Harmony. Okay, I'll save this. Next, now that I have this, what is next? Oops, sorry. The next thing to do is we will go here. We will go to the plus, another, and then we will choose the top view. So there will be a different view here. But we will separate this top view and we will drag it to a different window. I'll just drag it. I'll just drag that top. I'll drag the tab, and then I will just place it here. There. And now it will have its own window. Let me resize a bit so that we can see the perspective. There. And then we can see the top view. What are we seeing in the top view? The top view class, it is showing you first this angle here. That's your camera. There. That pointed. So what you see here in the top view is this. This triangle here, inverted triangle, that's your camera angle. And then this slide here, sorry, this line here, that is your, or those are your layers. Those are all the layers, see, that we have. Okay, so to add depth into our scene, we usually move those layers. So for example, if I will select this is the foreground grass layer. The foreground grass layer, once I select that, I'll just show you, there is a proper way to do this, but just to demonstrate, I'll just show you. I can drag it forward and you will see in the view that it is in fact separate. It's a separate layer. Okay, so let me undo that. Because there's a proper way of doing this. Okay, there's a proper way. And the proper way to do it is, just adjust a bit. The proper way to do it is, first, before you select, you must turn this on. If you do not see this, you can go to Windows and then, sorry, in your workspace, or sorry, in your toolbars, you can, if it is not in this list, you can right click here directly. There. If you do not see these toolbars or this set of tools, you right click and you check advanced animation tools, and then this will appear. There. So this I'm starting to introduce you to animation. So here, this is the translate, or they call it the move tool. Yes, it's the move tool, but we will not use that. We will use this instead. Maintain size. This one is important because with the maintain size button, if I am to drag now this foreground, if I drag it, it will keep its size the same. It will remain the same. Right? Control and undo. So as you can see, as I drag it at the top view, it adjusts itself proportionately with the camera. So that is the reason why we use maintain size. Okay? So this is what we will do. I will go down here. I will select the back. Let me show you again. If I will use the move tool, it will appear like this. See? Drawings get distorted or disposition. But if I use the maintain size, if I drag it back, remains the same. The position remains the same. Okay, see, as you can see, the proportion remains the same. So I'll just push it back a little bit. And then I will use also the trees. I'll select it and then I'll push them back so they will be separated. And then I will also select the vines near them, and then the trees behind them, and then the vines again. So I'm just adding space between them, right? And then the midground, this is where the character is. Just backing it up a little bit. Then the logs, let's say that the logs will go together. Same as the petals. So these petals, we just distance it a bit. And then the last two trees, these trees, let me just further add, I can select them all together here and drag them back. See? As long as I have that on, the maintain size, they are proportionately adjusting. Let me adjust the tree here. It should be a bit more forward. The next one is the one a bit more back, but they are still near each other. So let me just select all of them again, gain some more space. Why? Because I'd like to adjust the drawing there. So I guess I will put the two trees, right? It should be on top of the drawing there of the character, and then I can select them again, there, along with the character. Let me select the character also there. So the character is actually the shorter line there. There. Now if I am to look, I will look at the background here in the perspective, holding shift there. As you can see, as I hold shift, click and drag, shift control, click and drag, I could see that the layering has happened, right? So that's the first part, the layering effect. Next is, since I have that positioned properly, what is next? Can I move the camera? But first, before I do that, I would like to go back to the camera view there, and I would like to turn on this and the frame, because I'm trying to make sure that my character was not, let's check, the position is just fine there. Okay, see? Okay, so next, I'll save my work. So the next thing to do now is set my camera. So where is the camera? As I've said, the camera is here. But you cannot select the camera. Can't. Right? You can't select the camera. Where do you get a control for the camera? So this is how you do to create controls for the camera. I will go to my node view first. Let's go to the node view. And after I'm on my node view, I will go down here at the timeline. In the timeline, beside it is the node library. Okay, so first activate the node view, go to the node library, and then go down here. This is the camera. I will now click and drag that node here. But how did I find the camera? Simple. You will just type here. In the node library, you will just type, sorry, I didn't say, CAM, just type the camera. So as you type it, it will appear. Camera, click it, get a camera node, there. So now, the camera is highlighted into purple. I'll just go back to the timeline, huh? So now the camera is been highlighted to purple. There. Right? Oops. So that means there's a camera in the scene. Right? There it is. Okay, so what do we do next? Can we move the camera? Not yet. You cannot move the camera node. You know, in this software, in Harmony, for you to be able to animate and move, you are required to add a peg. Okay? Remember, because this camera also is considered a layer. If you will go down here, remember, you're in the node view. If you will go down here, a camera layer is also present. Okay? So that's how important that is. So now, I will add a node, or sorry, a peg control so that I can animate it. So how do we add a peg control? You just select that. Select your camera and then press Control P. When you press Control P, you will see that a peg node or a peg appears. Now, again, let us be clear and always be reminded that when you are going to animate anything, not only the camera, even if the backgrounds, you are going to animate them, you need a peg. And a peg is what? A peg is a control for animation. So all you need to do is just, again, I'll repeat, I can delete that. I'll select the node that I would like to animate and I will press Control P, shortcut for the peg. And there you have it. There's the peg. Now, when you're going to animate, you will not select the camera node anymore. No, you will select the camera peg. The peg is the one that you will animate. See? There's a button there. And then I will go to my move tool. I'm selecting the camera, going to my move tool, and then look as I move. There. So as you can see, that is my camera moving. I can go back here. I can zoom in. And as you can see, as I zoom in, there is a depth effect already because of our layer arrangement. If I would like to further, I will select this again and then start selecting my backgrounds. Let's say I'll select all of these backgrounds. I'd like to move it back a bit more so that a more expression of depth is achieved. So as I want, so as you have spaces, or the bigger the spaces are, when you select the peg and start moving your camera with the move tool, as you can see, you can feel that there is depth there. See? The idea of depth is further achieved. Okay? So that is one way of adjusting your animation. Sorry, of your layers. And keep in mind that the peg is present. You use the peg for animating. Okay? So, on our next lesson, on the next part of the session, we will see how to animate. So this means we will animate the camera and we will also animate the backgrounds. Okay? So see you on the next lesson.